right, my babies, how are we today? Been doing a whole lot of interviews lately for business analysts. I'm learning a fucking lot, bro. Also, some people are just, some people are, never mind. The way I see it is I'm also conducting interviews in order to gain experience. I'm gaining experience out of them. And the people that are actually in the interview on the other side also are trying to learn experience. But every once in a while, you kind of like, I don't know, just meet some people that irk you. I don't know if it's arrogance that kind of like made me feel some kind of way, or just kind of like the indifference to others, especially in conversation. But it's fun. It's fun actually doing these things because you get to meet a lot of people, you get to engage with a lot of things, you get to establish a whole lot of things. But today we're back to videos. And today's video is the difference between debating and negotiation. These are things that I should Google. Difference between debating and negotiation. Let's do this together. I know a negotiation is, I'm Googling it just in case. So a negotiation here is the act or process of transfer of a negotiable instrument, the act or process of, the fuck man, just negotiating, negotiate meaning, and debate meaning. It's funny how anal it is, like, right? Because I used in the debating here. Debate is an intransitive word to engage in argument by discussing opposing points. All right, so basically that's it. A debate always happens when there's basically oppositions, and negotiate is basically to come to terms or reach an agreement. Now, I'm pretty sure that the reason I actually like wrote this note is because anytime I'm sitting, like I believe life is a negotiation at the core, and you're negotiating with everything. You're either negotiating with your thoughts, your mind, people, the world, life, the universe, God. You're always kind of like trying to reach an understanding and always a favorable understanding. One of the things that I realized throughout the world is basically, or throughout my experience on this world, is most of the time when you're actually having a conversation with somebody or trying to reach an agreement with somebody, once emotions kick in, you end up kind of having a debate. And the idea behind it is, well, a debate is a passionate approach towards opposing views. That's literally what I just about. It's basically to engage in formal discussion or argument, right? To engage in argument by discussing opposing points, to consider something slash deliberate. That's what a debate is. And so a debate is a back and forth until kind of like one side ends up winning. And I don't see that as how life actually operates. Maybe debate is necessary when you're training your thoughts in a different approach. Maybe a debate is necessary, not maybe, definitely a debate is necessary when you're training your mind into your thoughts towards a different approach. Or maybe when you're establishing the foundation of your beliefs or of your point of view or your articulative process, maybe you need the debate because it kind of like it allows you to question yourself without the attack, but more of the facts that are on the other side of where you stand and your reality. And it allows you to evolve through that. And ideally, evolve, yes. Because you're either going to evolve into whatever it is you believe in, or you're going to evolve into like a combination of what you believe in with added values from the other side and kind of see yourself grow within that change. I think that's where debate naturally kind of like works. But when you're interacting with people, especially for like a certain cause, I don't debating does not have a place. If you're actually working towards action and need to finalize a result, I think negotiation is what we need to be considering. Because ultimately a negotiation is reaching an agreement to what works for more than one person. Go back here to confer with another or others in order to come to terms and reach an agreement, or to arrange or settle by discussion and mutual agreement. To transfer to another party by means of endorsements. That's the third. Eh. So the idea behind negotiation is like finding terms where we can move forward. Now, once we agree on the terms, maybe debate starts happening in conduct, maybe, or how the terms could be applied. No problem. But ultimately, when you're negotiating, you're mainly negotiating. You're either well, how would you describe the position, goals, importance? There's a weight when it comes to what you're negotiating, almost always. Well, that's mutual, that's shared between you and somebody else. But when it comes to the debating, it's more like my weight versus your weight, and which weight makes more sense. Something like that. So, what would I learn from a conversation like this? What difference would it make in my mental approach? Where would I put debate and where would I put negotiation? When do I think debate matters most? And when do I think negotiation matters most? Fuck, man, I've been reading so much in the book of business analysis that I've started kind of like understanding the whole anything can go and it depends, or the environment versus like the setting and the goals and the needs and the problems and the issues and the solutions. Like even if you negotiate the problem that needs to be solved and you agree on it, you kind of have to debate how to do the solution. And in a way, when you're coming to the solution, you have to negotiate basically which solution works, because like each person. All right, so maybe we debate on the core principles of something, but negotiate the outcome. I think that works when we're referencing debating versus like negotiating. When we're debating the essence of what it is that we're doing, and each one basically picks a side. But when we're negotiating, we're fusing the core, the two things that basically like allow us to engage and move forward. This kind of structure is very much something that we could, anytime you're approaching values, anytime you're approaching the core values, it's a debate. It's like, why are we doing this as a debate? Where are we going to end up after doing this as a negotiation? But could we really negotiate the outcome? We could also negotiate. See, okay, so I think debating is the starting point and negotiation is the ending point. And when I wrote this, because ultimately what we're doing is we're debating, or like, okay, so imagine two people having a conversation. At first, what they're doing is basically throwing things back and forth to kind of understand where each person is coming from. So that technically is a debate. But then it becomes a negotiation when like common ground has to be reached, because in case we actually want like our interaction to be a bit more on the win-win situation, or not. It's not win-win situation. It's both of us have to come out with value. So that's where negotiation comes in. And the debating part is just kind of like the interaction that allows us to understand whether we want to do this or not, whether it's a probable negotiation, it's a valid negotiation or not. A structured approach. How would that look like if I was to document it? Uh, I could call this a video, but it feels like I re-established something that's already in my head instead of exploring it from a different angle. Or maybe I did. Sometimes I wonder why I make these videos, and then I remember I'm just some random dude making videos online of him thinking out loud because it holds me accountable. And I get to hear my own words and actually listen to what it is that I'm saying. It's a video.